Hello there. Welcome to the basement. I do believe we are going to have a pretty fun stream tonight. Mando, maybe, maybe. So, since we are about to begin, go ahead, grab yourself a little something to sip on. Light yourself a little something to smoke on. Sit back, relax, because this is the Saturday Night Chill. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the basement and the Saturday Night Chill. It is I, chilling in the basement, here to hopefully entertain you this evening while we talk about some Mando stuff. And, as you saw on this thumbnail, I have a bit of an announcement to make later on when there are more people here. But for now, we're just going to chill and wait for some people to shizzo. But we got a couple right now up in the chat. Team Mando, what's going on? Darth Maximus, how are you guys doing? Did you guys have a good week? Or at least a good Saturday anyway? Something like that? Anything? Anything cool happen? And by cool, I mean, did you manage to make it through the week without a whole lot of shiat? Let me know. Let me know how you guys are doing. Tell you what, I just keep picking these work. Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks. But tell you what, I just keep picking these random Harris Heller albums. And I just listen to the first song for maybe, 30 seconds. I'm like, all right, this one will work. This is another one I haven't even played before, either just for myself or on stream. I'd say it's working out pretty alright so far. What do you guys think? I don't know about y'all, but I'm a little jazzed, honestly. And we got the last episode of The Mandalorian, and then we got the season finale next week. So of course we gotta We got to speculate, propose some theories, thoughts, presuppositions, hypotheses on what we think is going to happen in the finale. Just on a quick side note, Mando did go up in the Nielsen's from episode 2 to episode 3, so like 3 spots. Season premiere, they were at 5. Episode 2, they were at 6, and after episode 3, they jumped up to 3rd. We'll see if that happens or that continues though, because there was a lot of mid-season, at least for me. We'll see how the Nielsen audience at large reacts, of course. Here's a fun one. Have we all seen that little clip of the Anzellan after he turns over IG now 12 to Mando and Grogu, where he supposedly drops the motherfucker line? Have we all seen that clip? Holy hell, that shit's funny. That baby, no squeezy. I'm out, motherfucker. At least that's what it sounds like. The subtitle just says speaking Anzellan, but it literally says, I'm out, motherfucker. I wonder if I can find that while we're preparing to really get rolling here. If I just Google swearing Anzellan. Yeah. Oh, this is so awesome. Alright, let me pause this stuff. See if this is going to work.
Bad baby. No, it's squeezy.
Well, he's too little, Top.
Can you guys hear that? Is that muted? Can't tell. It's only 8 seconds. Replay, bitch. Hold on a second here. Let me do this. It sounds good? Alright, cool. So we're just going to replay that bitch a couple more times because holy crap, this shit's hysterical.
Bad baby. No, it's squeezy.
Well, he's too little.
Alright, it's got to be one more time, yo. Because that is just hilarious to me. No muting. No mute. Because this must be done.
Top.
Ah, you bitch.
Bad baby. No, it's squeezy.
Well, he's too little, Top.
Yeah, one more time. And another one.
Bad baby. No, it's squeezy.
Well,
oh. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, the subtitle said speaking Anzellan, and he very well could have been saying some gobbledygook in Anzellan that just happens to sound a lot like, I'm out, motherfucker! On the other hand, though, Disney, at least in the animated division, it's been well documented for years that they like to slide in all kinds of little fun little things that are basically adult oriented. So why wouldn't the tradition continue in live action on The Mandalorian, having an Anzellan say, I'm out, motherfucker! Oh, the first time I heard that, I was like, no. And then I played it, and I was like, yeah. I cannot guarantee. I cannot guarantee that's what he's saying. But holy crap, if he's not saying that, what the hell is he saying? Bad baby, no squeezy. I'm out, motherfucker. I really wish I'd have caught that when I first watched the episode. Because all I heard the first time was just, no squeezy. That's all I really heard the first time I watched it. So, and of course, it took cleverer, more observant people than me to find that. Or at least people with willing to dedicate a lot more time to digging that kind of shit up than I am, at a minimum. So, since it looks like it's just you and me right now, Maximus, are you at work? Or is that just what you had to do today? Or are you currently at work? Oh, you can see my Kleenex. What the fuck? Oopsie. You know what? I don't even care. I gotta hear that shit a couple more times because that's just funny as fuck.
He's too little, Top.
Bad baby. No, squeezy.
Well, he's too little, Top.
Bad baby. No, squeezy.
Well, he's too little, Top.
Probably should actually have it on this. Or even this one. There we go. I'm obsessed with this.
Bad baby. No, squeezy.
Well, he's too little, Top.
Oh, I have to. One more time. Fuck y'all. I don't care.
Bad baby. No, squeezy.
Well, he's too little, Top.
Or chapter 23. Tell me your thought, Maximus. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Streams, videos, whatever. I think that's one of the next things I need to incorporate into my YouTube skill set. Oh, there it goes. Poop. Oh, that's cute. I swear, if this thing isn't Streamlabs, if you give me the same crap you gave me last Saturday, I'm going to be pissed. I like you because you have all this. Oh, there it goes again. Does the stream act as squirrely to you, Maximus? I'm gonna get straight aggravated if it pulls the same shit it was pulling last week. I'm going to be vexed. Highly vexed, I say. Highly vexed. I shall be most put out. And don't get me wrong, StreamYard ain't bad. I don't pay for either of these things. So, and I can do more free on Streamlabs than I can free on StreamYard. The one advantage StreamYard has is guests, multiple guests. Streamlabs has not done that yet. They do other. Alright, I was going to talk, but now I'm going to stare at this little headline readout here. For a bit. Alright, well, if it's glitching, it's nowhere near as glitchy as it was last week. It'd go barely like fucking 10 seconds without going bah! So, anyway. As I've run out of shit to vamp about, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. And I'll go back as more people come in. But if you're on the replay and you've made it this far, you're probably bored as fuck. So, to business. Overall, I actually liked episode 7. They finally moved the damn story along. That was the first part. The action scenes are pretty good. I will admit the yet another water monster was not necessary. If they were going to bring out a big nasty, it needed to be the mythosaur. Where the fuck has that been? We've seen its head once. And when Bo was rescuing Den again. So, but no, it was just another monster. Just another monster. Who do we think the traitor is? Because the episode title was Spies. And as we saw in the opening, we already had confirmation that What's-Her-Fuzz was dirty when she fried Pershing's brains. But we got even more confirmation when she snuck down an alley, all inconspicuous like. And, met up with an Imperial droid, because, they can float around Coruscant, no problem. And, commenced to have a chit-chat with Moff Gideon, who I'm very glad to see back. I don't know why they feel they need to restrict him to the last 2 episodes of every season, for the most part, but, whatever. But the questions are many as to who may be the other spy or spies, because there could be more than 2. We've got candidates. There's lots of candidates. The most obvious one, of course, is the Armorer. That Mandalorian crew that they saw in that they met the boat down there is definitely a possibility. The main question behind that being, how the heck are they going to be on Mandalore that long and not realize there's a big old fucking Imperial emplacement exactly where they were taking them to the Great Forge? Yeah, so that's a little sus. The Armorer dipping right before the fell into the ambush, but he didn't stay that long. So he's possible. I've heard the other female Mandalorian's name, Kafka Reeves. I've heard her, I believe that's it. I've heard her name brought up. Because evidently she's number one, like the Horns, I've suspected she's been a Mandalorian the whole time. And of course, they're not to be trusted. Unless she's an actual Zabrak. Or Zabrak, however the fuck you want to pronounce that. Also, it kind of grew even more suspicious, obviously, when she, not right at the way when she took the wounded back to the ship, but when Gideon popped out with his blacked out Beskar, which, I don't care who you are, that's badass. All black Beskar is dope. But, of course, he had to have the horns on his helmet, too, which, of course, makes everyone think that potentially he was a Mandalorian back in the day. Or at least a fan of Mauls, anyway. So there's a fairly obvious tie, or seemingly obvious tie between those two. yeah, overall the episode actually moved. Just in general, as an episode, it didn't really diddle around too much, in my opinion. I'll say that, yeah, right, Maximus, totally. I will say that I do agree to a point with people who said that there was a bit too much of what they call exposition in that episode. There's a lot of tell me, not a lot of show me. I mean, normally when you get well, I can't say normally, but in a number of, yeah, Gideon does have style. Excuse me. Excuse me. Damn energy drinks. They always gotta be carbonated. Anyway, I love the bubbles though. But where the fuck was that? Oh yeah. Actually, I done derailed my train of thought. Done derailed on that one. What the hell was I just talking about? Was it just about the blacked out Beskar being dope? No, there was something else. Oh well. That's the problem with having a bit of the adult ADHD or ADD. I'm not that hyper, but oh yes, the exposition. Not all the time, obviously, but in a lot of cases in TV shows and movies, when they're talking about stuff that happened in order to set up what's going on now or explain what's going on now, it's generally not just a shot of someone yapping. Combined with just a few shots of, the people around them reacting to it. There's generally actually visuals of what's going on during of what the exposition is talking about. Like, for example, when Bo-Katan was having her true confession moment at the dinner table, they could have included visual shots of, well, obviously more the destruction of Mandalore, her looking all pathetic, handing the Darksaber over to Gideon, her reaction to even more bombing, that kind of stuff. They could have given us little baby scenes of that while she was talking, like all of us have seen multiple projects do multiple times. But nope. It was a pictureless story hour in that case. I mean, I personally, I was not as bothered by it as some, because I am I'm an avid reader, so I am used to just taking the words from the page and doing with it in my head what I feel is appropriate. So when I'm just listening to someone have an extended monologue, or I should say watching someone having an extended monologue on a show or a movie or whatever, I can generally handle the backup visuals in my dome anyway, because I'm used to it from all the reading I do. And then we got, of course, Din giving Bo that, for lack, pep talk, I guess. Basically screw all that shit. I love me some honor and you're honorable, so that's why I serve you. I don't give a fat damn about a Darksaber and a bed. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd serve Katie Sackhoff. Yes, I would. Yeah, a little creepy, I know, but oh well. And obviously, I thought they did a really good job with that final bet with the ambush, making it look like they were going to be able to progress, and then just getting completely screwed right there at the end, with more and more and more and more of those troopers in their Beskar treated armor, and of course Gideon in his blacked out Beskar. And then we came to it. The sacrifice Or the self-sacrifice of Paz Vizsla. I will give the man credit. Dude went out like a fucking G. He went out like a boss. A beast. A monster. I mean, homeboy just totally... Well, first he actually took out all the leftover, well, for lack of specificity, stormtroopers that were there. I can't remember. Maybe they were commandos of some type. I'm not sure, honestly. But, Matt! How you doing, boss? You alright tonight? How's the family? How's everybody? I was just kind of giving a summary of episode 7 and what I thought about it. Family's good? Good. 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 So what'd you think of episode 7, Britt? Or chapter 23? The Spies. Yes, greetings all around. Of course, unless Streamlabs is lying to me, there's 2 lurkers out there, too. Hello, lurkers. And you're lurking. You can't see my windows anyway. I think there have been any number of people who have had an easier time overlooking some of the flaws than I. And I don't knock them for it. More power to them. Sometimes I wish I could see less and be annoyed with the best. However, I will say this. I don't consider the Mandalorian at any point bad television. I do feel this is the weakest season of the 3. If I can attempt nuance. I know, right? Now, do you think that was like legit? I mean, I played the clip earlier a few times myself, and it so sounds like it. And as I pointed out earlier, the animated division of Disney has long been caught hiding various adult-oriented things in their animation productions. So I can totally see that being legit, them sneaking in that. Did you realize, like, on subtitles, all it says is speaking Anzellan right there? Bad baby, no squeezy. I'm out, motherfucker. Speaking Anzellan. Well, in English, I don't know what I'm out, motherfucker means in Anzellan. Okay, there we go. No, it's not your end, it's my end. I thought Streamlabs was going to be nice to me this week, but evidently they're still being poopy. Seven, 3 a minute, a few seconds, 3 seconds. Okay. Oh, I got a 4-minute break. Yeah, it's not you, Matt. It's not you, it's me. Unlike if we were a couple, that's the actual truth. It is Streamlabs being janky again. Not being as bad as last week. Last week I had to give up after like 15, 20 minutes, and I was like, the hell with this. Made it over a half hour so far, so. But, you got any theories on potential spies and chicanery? That's going to happen next week there, Mr. Matt? Because I got some. Yes, for sure. That'd be good. Although, um, part of it's probably because I'm on a laptop and don't have a direct connection to my router. Like I'm not connected by a Ethernet or Ethernet cable, which I may have to drill a hole to do that shizzle. But and of course, I'm sure I probably have a lot more to learn about Streamlabs itself anyway. So, but oh, you don't think the armor is the spy? Okay, 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 okay. 28% frame rate drop detection over the last 2 minutes. I don't like the fact that a fourth of my frames are going straight to poo. Yeah, we'll give it a little while longer. Anyway, yeah, we'll get to that first sentence of yours in a little while too. Let's just say I agree with you on that one. Bitrate adjustments and buffer settings. Okay, cool. Anywho, thank you though, Matt. I appreciate that a lot. You're a magnificent guy. You really are. Right. So, John, what's going on, mine? How you doing? I'm doing all right tonight. I always do better when I'm streaming. I love this shit. So, John Gray. Yep. I've just been kind of, if I'm being honest, lazily going over this last episode of the Mando. What'd you think about it? I'm trying to get as people come in, I'm trying to get a consensus here, or at least y'all's thoughts. Sorry, I have an itch. Itchy side boob. Yes, I'm very much with you on that. Like, I wish it happened earlier on in the season. Yeah, like, honestly, the last 10 minutes of episode 6, and then, of course, this whole episode, probably should have been its own episode at, like, episode 5. Feel the armor has to be a spy, but no idea who else is, as the title is Spies. Well, they gave us the first one right from jump. Or they confirmed the first one right from jump for us. It's that one, I mean, obviously we knew it after she melted Pershing's brain, but I'm still thinking in the title, with the title being plural, they're talking, they said her, or they, English, dude, you've been speaking it your whole fucking life. I feel like they were just giving us, showing us her as a gimme, as spy number 1, and then her, like, giving us clues the rest of this episode, allegedly. I don't know why I can never remember that chick's name. Someone help me out with her name. Like, I hear it and I read it, but it will not stick in here. So, now see, Matt doesn't think the armorer is a spy, and I am very curious to hear why. So, What did we all think when Din got captured? How are we feeling about that step in the story? Where do you think we're going with that? And also, how did y'all feel when Paz Vizsla martyred himself? Was that upsetting? Did you think he went out like a boss or not? How y'all feeling about Paz Vizsla? The Paz Vizsla death scene and Din just getting captured and taken to what's it called? Oh yes, the debriefing room. Now, if that doesn't sound like military, right? Now, if that doesn't sound like what's the word I'm looking for? Military euphemism for a torture chamber. I don't know what does. Yeah. I personally thought Paz went out like a boss. That's what I think. And I don't think some people, I think, feel like that was a wasted death. I don't. I think that was actually fully within his character. I feel Din being captured has something to do with Grogu and his fear of things. Maybe how he you know, that's possible. I never considered that aspect of it, honestly. Pardon. Yeah, I didn't consider that. That could be that could definitely be a motivating thing in order for him to like dig deep and become a badass little baby. What if? What if? Now, remember way back. Here's another possibility, I think. Remember back in episode, what was that, episode 2 or 3, when Din sends Grogu back to go get Bo-Katan after he got captured by the droid eyeball thing. And he was making little growling noises, kind of getting angry, and then he nailed that monster or that critter really well on the way out the cave. What if it's not just he, gets over his fear of having to do stuff or whatever and being fully himself? What if it goes beyond that? What if Din's capture triggers not just an unlocking of a much more full unlocking of the training he's received so far, both from the temple and from Luke, but what if it pushes him into Anakin territory? What if he just flips, goes full dark side, and just starts shredding motherfuckers like he was doing to the stormtroopers at the end of season 2 after getting captured him? Because if you'll recall, if you remember what he was doing to those stormtroopers when Gideon walked in, he was chucking them all over that cell, picking them up, bouncing them off the walls, slamming them off the floor and the wall and the ceiling, force choking them, slamming them together. Force choking Gina Carano when her and Din were arm wrestling because he thought, she was a threat. He's got a little history of losing it. Exactly. The fear, now the taking of a loved one, just like Annie. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I think it's a good possibility, honestly. Exactly. Well, I mean, we like to throw the Darth and Sith around, but at that point, he would just be a dark side Force user, not a true Sith. In order to be a true Sith, you have to be trained by a true Sith. Other than that, you're just a dark side Force user, or a dark side Force user. He would be a dark Jedi. He would not be a Sith Lord. At least for me, that's just how I look at things. Like people use Jedi and Sith, I think, a little too broadly. You're trained to become a Jedi and you're trained to become a Sith. Other than that, you just use the light side, or you're either a light side or dark side Force user. You know, it's like that old thing, like all Jedi are light side Force users, but not all light side Force users are Jedi. Same thing for the Sith. All Sith are dark side Force users, but not all dark side Force users are Sith. Exactly. Yeah, I'd be happy to see him, because really all we've seen him do is a little bit of Force choking. Obviously, tossing those stormtroopers around when Gideon had him captured. But beyond that, it's just, this season, it's just been, stealing candy, spinning a chair, and doing some flips here and there. That's it. Oh, yeah, and the one push of the one creature when he had to go get Bo-Katan to rescue Din from the thing. But that's it for this season. He's shown way more force ability he showed way more force ability in the first season. Stopping that Mudhorn in his tracks, lifting it up, keeping the fire from cooking them all when they're in the standoff in the bounty hunter bar at the end of season 1. I mean, he's done like so much more Force stuff and so much more difficult Force stuff prior to this season. I do feel like Luke or Ahsoka might have a small role, especially the movie technically shows you both coming in. I don't think we're gonna see Luke or Ahsoka in the finale. Boba, maybe. I would say of the three you mentioned, Boba's got the best chance of showing up, but I don't know shit. Like, I'm not gonna pretend to be like a scooper, or anything like that. This is just my own thoughts and feelings, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we got like 0 cameos whatsoever. It would not surprise me. I know a lot of people are seeing Thrawn's name out there, and I suppose we could see him in a cutscene. But given where I believe he's at, based on leaks and rumors and all that kind of stuff, I don't see him coming in at all. My opinion is, if we see Thrawn, it's going to be the same way we saw Sidious in at the end of the Obi-Wan. It'll be via hologram. We won't actually see him like in his full glory. He'll pop up in a hologram, probably to what's his name? Pelia. I think I have names down, and then when it comes down to it, I don't. Yeah, that one Admiral Pelia or Pelion or whatever the Admiral. I think we'll see him. The one who was doing all the Thrawn defending in the meeting of the Shadow Council at the beginning of the episode. That guy. I think if we see Thrawn, it'll be him talking to that guy via hologram. And that's it. See, Thrawn will be at the end. It's a post-credit type scene. I'm thinking of Gideon, since Gideon seems to be in his own thing. Yeah. That's possible. He could. I mean, he would have agents everywhere. I can see him having 2 or 3 people close to Gideon just in case Gideon steps too far out of line. Yeah, I think you could be onto something there. I mean, Thrawn definitely seems like for sure seems like the forward-thinking type to do that. I would say there's a connection to Maul. Based on the horns on his and the armorer's helmets, yes. I think there's a Maul connection there. I think both of those... I'm not sure about Gideon. I'm not sure if he was ever, like... I don't know if he was raised Mandalorian, so I don't know if he would have been a Maul DeLorean the way I think the armorer was. I do think... I mean, we know Maul was active after the end of the Clone Wars as part of Crimson Dawn during the rise of the the Gideon used to be in the ISB like that blonde chick in Andor. So if he was part of the ISB, he definitely knew of Thrawn's existence now and would be in a position to actually have personal dealings with him. So he wouldn't necessarily have to be a Maul DeLorean to be a servant of Maul or a fan of. But I actually haven't I haven't read the Thrawn novels. The only novel I've read with Thrawn and Jorah Sabaoth in it was Outbound Journey, I believe it's called. It's set during the Clone Wars. And this would be the original version of the Jedi Jorah Sabaoth that Thrawn had. And that was actually the first time... Yeah, so that book was the first time I ever ran into Thrawn or Jorah Sabaoth. And that was back before the Thrawn was still an active member in the Chiss Ascendancy, before they banished him and he ended up working for the Empire. So I haven't read the Heir to the Empire trilogy or the Thrawn trilogy is called. I need to, obviously, but I haven't. So I don't know who Eli Vanto. Yeah, I don't know who Eli Vanto is. The only thing I'm hating for this is how it's connecting this to the sequels, to be honest. I know it's bound to happen. Yeah, I'm not overly thrilled about it either. But there are ways to tie into the sequels without like really getting into them, you know? Like they could leave it to where things are set up to move into what we know as the sequels without actually quite getting there, if you know what I'm saying. It can be done. But yeah, all roads do lead to the sequels. It's just how it is. I'm not thrilled about it, but, you know, I mean, we do have those. I'm excited for Ahsoka. Yes. Yes. I mean, Ahsoka, the character of Ahsoka has been Dave's baby from jump. And he's been all up in this show. Perhaps to the detriment of other shows, honestly, or other projects. Kind of like how Kevin Feige not being as involved in the Marvel projects gave us Phase 4. You know? So, I feel there might kind of be a parallel there, you know what I'm saying? Where the person with the big, sweaty, super nerdy, super juicy knowledge, if they're not keeping up with all of it, then we're going to get what we got to. So, for me, in my opinion, I must remember to stay a chill guy, that I cannot treat my opinion as fact. And I need to make sure I delineate my opinion from actual facts. For example, it is my opinion that the armorer is the spy. The facts are, we don't fucking know yet. So I can't say it for a fact, but it is my opinion. And we will find out in about 4 days. But, yeah. Yeah, but yes, I'm with you. I'm very excited for Ahsoka. Thoughts for Bad Batch? Where do you see them ending? Well, first of all, I thought season 2 rocked. I thought, at least to this point, it's actually a better put together season than The Mandalorian. And I'm a little bit upset that they're stopping it after season 3. Now, how far will they take it? Well, assuming, I'm going to think about, I'm not going anywhere, but, I'm going to think about this off screen, so to speak. You all know what I'm saying. All right, so